Yeah. There's one sitting next to you right there.
Is everybody ready? All right, good morning. As you know, each morning I start my day talking with APD Chief Darren Shearbaum and LaShondra Burks, our COO. So I've called this press conference this morning to talk about the violence that occurred over this weekend here in Atlanta over a few places. APD Chief and our senior leadership team are here to go over some of the details that we discussed this morning. My heart goes out to all of the family members of any victim that lost their life over this weekend, as well as my prayers go to those individuals that I'm praying for a speedy and full recovery for anyone that was injured in the violence that occurred over this weekend. Many of them are at Grady, and some of them are already back home. So my prayers are with you. And again, to the family members of victims, you have my heart and my prayers. We haven't had a weekend like this in a long time, maybe 2 years or more, Chief. We know that summer months often bring some of the most challenging times when it comes to crime and gun violence in our communities. Public safety continues and remains my top priority and the top priority of this administration. We are doing all that we can to prevent these tragedies even before they happen. The Atlanta Police Department remains focused on the missions that they have, including Operation Heatwave, a multi-agency initiative targeting areas with heightened drug-related activity and gun violence. I have every confidence in our police department to continue to bring down crime in the city of Atlanta. And I thank you to the men and women that's been out there day and night of the Atlanta Police Department, preventing crimes as well as solving the crimes that have occurred over this weekend. And while this weekend's violence are deeply troubling, and we'll get into those, we are still in a time where we have seen a 32% decrease in homicides over the first half of this year compared to last year, and nearly 50% when you compare to over the past, since 2022. A great reduction also in shootings as well, almost 20% reduction in shootings. That progress is the result of intentional and strategic investments, not just in policing, but also in prevention and in care. Our Year of the Youth activities continue to keep our teens and young adults occupied, busy, and employed. Our Mayor's Office of Violence Reduction and our Nightlife Division have both been throughout the community providing training and resources while also keeping their ears to the ground. We've expanded APD's community assistance and response units, which are called the CARE units. We've beefed up our park rangers at our parks and at our swimming pools, which are all free this summer. We operated our At Promise centers and our police athletic league programs to keep our youth busy. and we've even conducted safety walks with our senior citizens. We are also continuing to confront the systemic issues that drive violence in the very first place. This work is about people. It is about the lives that are lost, the families that are shattered, and the communities traumatized by violence that should have never happened in the first place. Even though crime is down in Atlanta, a weekend like this can affect a whole city, and it should not happen. As we continue to make Atlanta even safer, we must work together. Government, community organizations, businesses, faith leaders, our neighborhoods, and our parents and families. We all have a role to play in ensuring that no more families suffer the pain of preventable loss. So now I'll turn it over to Chief Sherbaum so he can give details about some of the incidents over this weekend and about APD's response. Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to join our mayor in extending the prayers of every member of the Atlanta Police Department to everyone that was impacted by gun violence this weekend, those that are recuperating, and those that have lost loved ones. This department will not rest until we identify who's responsible and bring those individuals to justice. The mayor alluded to positive trends that we were seeing all summer around our city as we enjoyed vacation time. We saw reductions in shootings and homicides throughout the summer. But then this weekend that changed. This department is currently investigating 12 incidents of gun violence in our city that left 29 individuals injured and 2 deceased. When I look at what connected them, they played out throughout various parts of the city, but none has connected the other than individuals had guns when they were angry. Seems to be the most common theme that we saw throughout the weekend. We saw shootings related to disputes over cars being booted. We saw a nephew take the life of his uncle. We saw individuals shot in domestic violence disputes and disputes over dating. The one that we were called to overnight was at 349 Edgewood, and that is one that we still are seeking clarity on and need the assistance of the community. We were called there at 1:27 this morning to report of multiple people shot. We arrived on scene to find 11 that had been shot, 1 deceased, 10 are injured, and 1 of those is critically injured, which is an 18-year-old male. Right now, we are seeking 3 males and a female that approached a group that was assembled around the streetcar stop on Edgewood that we believe were responsible for initiating the exchange of gunfire. We have recovered firearms from the scene, and we've recovered 34 shell casings, which we are working closely with our ballistics lab and the ATF to investigate. We do believe there are citizens that have information that will allow us to determine exactly what transpired on Edgewood this morning and will allow us to arrest those responsible. So we ask anyone that has video, that has information, to please reach out to this department at 404-577-TIPS. That's 404-577-8477. And please provide any information that you have so we can arrest those that were responsible. Gun violence affects every citizen of Atlanta, regardless of what neighborhood you live in or where you are. And when this weekend, when we saw individuals who are angry about everyday common matters pick up a gun and use it, it speaks to the work that needs to continue to be done. The mayor referenced the youth centers that have been full this weekend. Your police department hosted 124 young men and women at our 2 youth camps this summer. That has been a key component in reducing crime in our city. We do have 2 teenagers that were shot overnight. We have a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old both from Cobb County that were in the city at an Airbnb party that were shot on Chapel Road. They are both expected to survive, and we anticipate working that case forward. As you all know, we're investigating a homicide last week in Empire Park that we're continuing to seek the assistance of the citizens on. This happened at 279 Oak Drive in Empire Park. And I want to thank every member of the Atlanta Police Department. Our investigators, our officers, our crime scene techs, our 911 dispatchers have been working all weekend to make sure we address these matters as they play out. The mayor mentioned that this time last year we had 76 homicides in the city, so we are seeing a positive movement. If you go back to 2022, when many of you had the role you have now, we had 92 homicides so far this morning in the city. So we are making progress. The team effort the mayor has called for is reaping dividends. But this weekend is a reminder that we still have work to do. That anger, that conflict resolution, and access to guns by individuals that should not have them, should not have that moment, is still a matter that we all need to address as citizens of our city. Mr. Mayor, that's my report out right now. Open for any questions that you may have or our reporters may have.
Okay, we're gonna go right to left. Starting here.
This end, on the left and then work our way over.
How many homicides do you have so far this year, Chief? And I'm also told your officers were very quick on scene this morning. What more can you do on Edgewood, short of being on every block to prevent the next shooting?
You know, we're assessing that. Edgewood is a very vibrant nightlife scene, and we have crafted a plan that we put in place 2 years ago that has been very effective. So we're assessing already today what needs to be adjusted to make sure we do not have a repeat of last night. And so we're assessing that now. We do have officers that are in the vicinity assigned there. We do have cameras that are throughout the area. And so we're going to assess that to see what we need to do differently. To answer your questions, we're currently at 57 homicides. That's counting the one that occurred this morning. And that is versus 76 we had this time last year.
And 92 in 2020.
And 92 in 2022 this morning.
With the shooting there on Edgewood, it happened in the street, I understand. Did any of the bars that were there, do we know if they were associated, people coming out of those bars? And also, how many witnesses are you guys trying to interview?
You know, we're still in the earliest stages of this investigation. We're out as we speak, interviewing witnesses, seeking new witnesses. We're gathering video now. So it's too soon for us to know where individuals came from, but we will be reconstructing that over the next few hours.
Let me step in for a second, Chief. Thanks for that question, both of those questions as it relate to Edgewood. We know that it's a vibrant nightlife scene there. So if you saw something, you should say something. This is directly to the public. We encourage you, if you see something, say something, because we know that there were enough people out there that could have given us some indication of what happened. And so investigators are out. That's why you only see the leadership of APD, because everybody else is out working right now. And so if you see something, individuals that may have been out there, call that TIPS hotline. What is it, 404-477-TIPS?
That's correct, sir.
577. 404-577-TIPS. Please call us and let us know if you saw anything that may lead to, us being able to solve this.
You know, we had talked to a witness who was out there who said she actually had called 911 when she saw this group coming. Did you guys have any advance notice? Obviously, she called and seconds later the shooting occurred. Did you have any notice or that something was going on?
We're reviewing all that now. Every 911 call is being reviewed, all information that was available to us. And so we'll know that as the day progresses, what we knew and what our response was to that.
Yeah, it sounds like from what you all have said, this is basically kind of stems from disputes among people. My question is two-part, well, kind of 1.5 part. What role do you think the Office of Violence Reduction plays in that? And because, there's only so much you can do as far as like getting in between people's personal disputes.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So the Mayor's Office of Violence Reduction has been extremely helpful in bringing down violence in communities that tend to have disputes that have spilled over for decades sometimes. They often heal old wounds, going to apartment complexes, going to previous gang members or individuals that want to get out of gangs, encouraging them and helping them to be able to transition, but also keeping their ear to the street to understand what beefs are cooking up and to be able to squash them. And so the violence reduction team, they're not everyday Atlanta City Hall workers. They are individuals that are sometimes former gang members, sometimes ex-offenders, individuals that want to see violence stop. And so they do a lot of anti-retaliation work. So if an incident has occurred last year and people are trying to get get a chance to get back at others, they try to keep that down, and they've been extremely helpful in doing that throughout the year. I think that's been helpful, why we have violence that hasn't been as high as it's been in years past. They also help tremendously with our domestic violence. Our No More campaign that Chief and I and others have really led the charge on has been instrumental and helpful in bringing down violent crime. But you can't be everywhere at all times. You get into an incident with the boot person at a parking lot, a nephew and an uncle get into it. These things, are difficult to prevent, but we try to make sure that the whole society understands that guns are not the answer and that we should use conflict resolution and de-escalation tactics.
Do you have any ideas on motives from last night's shooting, and what specifically are you doing to protect young people in the city from gun violence?
So as it relates to the second Edgewood shooting, we do not. That's what we're working on. We do know the first Edgewood shooting was related to a parking dispute. When we go back, we will determine why guns were introduced last night. I think you've seen the administration tackle youth engagement head-on. 2 years of the Year of the Youth, making sure we're providing ample opportunities around employment, summer engagement, putting positive role models in front of them, and engaging them where they are about conflict resolution. We have strong partnerships with Atlanta Public Schools, with KIPP Academy, to ensure that we're sharing information with them and collaborating around conflict resolution and engagement around individuals that may be at risk. We also have 3 at-promise centers that are functioning and open. That has been very key in our reduction around youth crime. That is not going to stop. That is going to continue. You will see throughout the weekend, it was teenagers, but it was people in their 50s and 60s that were involved as well. Youth is going to be the center point of our approach, but everyone has a role in conflict resolution wherever they are.
Do you have any suspect descriptions for the 4 folks you're looking for from the Edgewood shooting that you're willing to let out?
It's 3 black males and a black female. I do anticipate we will be releasing videos soon, so you can all share with your viewers and with your readers on your social media so they can assist us in identifying them.
Last one, just wanted to be clear on something. The address you gave is obviously popular right where you responded. Do you guys believe that some kind of conflict happened there and then it kind of spilled out? We just want to be clear.
We just don't know yet. Don't know. No. We know where the triggers were pulled. We don't know why the triggers were pulled, and we're going to figure that out.
Chief, you mentioned 29 people shot. Is that since Friday?
Yes, sir, that's all weekend.
Friday.
That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and this morning.
For the Edgewood one, the second one, do you think it was gang-related or anything? I mean, from what the captain on scene said early this morning, was that it was obviously multiple shooters, and it sounded like it was a shootout with a number of shell casings that were out there. I mean, do you guys believe this could have been gang-related, and were any innocent victims? Because obviously a nightlife district, people are down there having a good time, completely unrelated to the circumstances, could have been hit in the crossfire. Any of the people, of the 10 people who were shot or 11 people who were shot, just innocent bystanders?
We will probably find that the majority were innocent bystanders that were shot overnight on Edgewood. Whether it was gang connected, we don't know yet. Sometimes we see very early indications that it is. We haven't seen that yet at all, but we're going to explore to see if that was actually at play here. But right now, we do not see that.
So you don't think, you said, so you were saying most of them were innocent bystanders?
It appears that way.
They were just happening to be down there with friends or something, with family, and they just got caught in crossfire?
Innocent bystanders
Yes,
is what that means.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, so what's your thoughts?
I can stand I'm there. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. That happens. BTS.
I mean, I would think that the sound, that sounds to me, just the, this is kind of a 2 years, they may actually quickly,